It is a little after 7 in the morning in Hangzhou, and the grading has already begun. A resident leaves their building, grabs a shared bicycle, and picks up a cup of soy milk. On the surface, the city is remarkably efficient, but the efficiency is fueled by data. Looking at the camera above the apartment door logs the exit. Unlocking the bike with a QR code adds a data point to a file. Every unremarkable action is stamped and filed in a constellation of state servers. Buying breakfast is no longer a cash transaction. A scan of an Alipay QR code settles the bill in a second, instantly linking a face and a location to the contents of a person's breakfast. On the underground, cameras match faces to national identity cards. A second set of lenses follows passengers by their gate if they turn away. Wireless scanners hoover up device IDs from every passing phone. This arrangement forms the social credit system, a technological infrastructure that Western observers typically describe as the ultimate authoritarian cage. The striking part is how the people inside it describe the experience. Surveys show that roughly 80% of Chinese citizens approve of the system, claiming it provides a sense of safety and trust in a society once plagued by market fraud. It is easy to watch this from a distance and feel relieved. To assume our own legal protections and democratic norms makes such a system impossible in the West. But while the Chinese system was built by state decree, our version is arriving through the back door of private contracts and corporate data sharing. The components are already moving through our own procurement pipelines. To the security apparatus, these individual data streams, what you bought, where you texted, are only useful when they are fused. This data fusion creates a digital double, a virtual proxy that renders a human life as a moving map of patterns and probabilities. This double decides your level of access. High scores unlock deposit-free rentals and fast-tracked visas. Low scores result in a travel ban. The state doesn't need to police the citizen, because the citizen begins to calculate the algorithmic cost of every joke and every friend. This logic did not start in Beijing. For nearly a century, American consumer life has been shaped by the credit score. Private bureaus gather data on your debts and repayment history, producing a 3-digit number that decides if you can rent or get a job. Planners at the People's Bank of China simply looked at the FICO score and lifted the logic out of the banking sector. If an algorithm could manufacture trust for a loan, they reasoned, it could be applied to tax compliance, traffic offenses, and political speech. In the West, constitutional limits like the Fourth Amendment prevent the government from simply seizing this level of data. The state cannot legally compel a citizen to carry a tracking device or report every purchase. But the state doesn't have to. Private companies already harvest this data for profit. When the government wants a comprehensive view of the population, it simply buys the data from commercial brokers or hires the software firms that manage it. Palantir Technologies has become a primary contractor for this data fusion layer. The company's software, Foundry, is designed to integrate disparate databases into a single observable surface for government agencies. In the United States, immigration agencies use these platforms to build target maps for deportation operations. The software pulls records from health departments and location histories to generate individual dossiers on the undocumented. This same software is now the central spine for the National Health Service in England. The federated data platform, built by Palantir, merges patient records across the entire health service into a single queryable system. The technology is identical on both sides of the Atlantic. The primary difference is how it is installed. China uses state mandate, while America and Britain use one procurement contract at a time. This raises a question of political motive. Populist movements often campaign against the blob and the administrative state, yet they frequently support the expansion of the tools used to monitor the public. Consider the financing. In Britain, the Reform Party is largely bankrolled by Christopher Harborne, a businessman based in Thailand, who provided the largest political donation in British history. His wealth, like much of the capital backing the populist right, is held everywhere and taxed nowhere. For offshore donors, there is no contradiction in wanting a state that is weak at the top and strong at the bottom. A government that deregulates capital and guts financial transparency benefits them, while a government that uses high-tech surveillance to manage a restless populace keeps their investments highly secure. The result is a watchtower that points only one way. It leaves the donor alone while tracking the citizen. handing the data fusion contracts to friendly firms while retiring legal safeguards as red tape. Our current condition mirrors the central image of the Matrix, but with a different set of physics. We are not unconscious bodies suspended in pods, powering a digital simulation. We are wide awake. We commute, we work, and we argue about politics. But the reality we experience, which news we see, which loans we get, and which borders wave us through, is increasingly mediated by an algorithm we cannot inspect. We are aware of the surveillance. We read the articles and worry about the loss of privacy, and then we unlock our phones 200 times a day, scan the QR code, and accept the cookies. We feed the machine because we cannot imagine opting out of the convenience. The cables are better hidden in the West, but they are just as real. We are physically moving, but we are powering an administrative reality that is already steps ahead of us.